Afternoon, everyone. So I'm sitting down here at one of my favorite old free climbing spots, and figured I would touch on the concept of wind walking. Wind walking is a Native American medicine person practice that we learned from Bigfoot. Wind walking allows you to disappear in front of people, which you call cloaking. It also allows us to walk on a very thin layer of air and make our tracks disappear when we choose to do so. It's a practice technique. It's a learned technique. It's something that anybody can master if they're taught the skill set needed to master it. So that's what's going on when you find no tracks, just come to a dead end. If they haven't gone up a tree, they're wind walking. It's also, why they will appear to disappear in front of you. Some of them are born with this talent. That's why it's called a talent. So some of the very young will innately disappear in front of you. It's just a learned talent, something that they've practiced for so long it's become second nature. Another thing that they do that medicine people learned to do from them is dream walking. Dream walking allows you to communicate to another medicine person over great distances. You can communicate over several thousand miles, other side of the planet, doesn't matter. Dream walking means you walk into the person's dream, the other medicine person's dream, and you hold a whole conversation like you're sitting down in a living room with each other. It's a coherent conversation, and both people will be completely conscious of what has been said and agreed upon. This is one of the ways that we kept, good relationships tribally across great distances. So those are two things that Bigfoot still utilize. The third thing that they utilize that we also learned as medicine people from Bigfoot is how to talk to animals and have the animal relay a message for you. So normally we use birds because birds have a wider vocal range of sounds. So you'll tell the bird, I want to talk to so-and-so. You go find so-and-so, and this is what I want to say to him. And you're going to have to tell him. The bird has the ability to pick up the innate understanding of things, and they will sing back the song, so to speak. So medicine people who were at great distances would also use birds to communicate. Shorter distances you might use a different animal, but these are all medicine person practices that we learned from Bigfoot. Now some of the people like Deer Society people or the Native American Bear Society people, they are taught these skills. These skills are something they are familiar with. It's part of their skill set as being part of those societies. So it's considered sacred medicine and not to be shared outside of our culture. But because you guys are cluing in on some of these things, I figured it would be better that you understood a little bit about those kinds of medicinal practices. The other thing I wanted to talk about is we're getting some snow in this area, in the foothills, and if I can get out in the forest this weekend, I know of a pass-through trail area that I can usually find snow tracks in, so hopefully I can do that this weekend, and maybe I can show you some snow tracks. So snow and sand and clay bed areas are locations in muddy areas, or locations where they cannot hide their tracks. So keep in mind, wet sand, clay beds, mud tracks, and anywhere there is snow, you can't hide your tracks, unless you wind walk completely, but they're not going to do that. Wind walking is only done to hide, typically. To pass through an area undetected. If you're passing through enemy territory, you're going to want to learn how to wind walk and disappear. So anyway, I figured you'd have an interest in understanding a little bit about that. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I'm glad that you're hanging tough with me, being little iron nails. If you like my content, please feel free to smash that like button. Otherwise, if you find my content useful, please share it with any researcher or hunter that you know. Because part of the reason why I'm doing this is safety in the woods. You find a little marker that they've left for each other saying, hey, there's a dangerous cryptid in the area. We can utilize that same marker to save ourselves. boogeyman marker, for instance, or the, you know, Roygen, excuse me, the Sickleman's image. So those are things to note for safety. Anyhow, you have a great day, and hopefully I'll have some recordings for you over this weekend. Take care.